Hello and welcome back to On the Couch, where we look back at how Mark Winstanley's selections ran last week. We'll start, actually this was his only winner, but it's not all bad news. It was Prospect Wells in the 12.55 at Newbury.
Yeah, I said to you it was a Cheltenham horse, and so it proved. Again, you know, it was a professional's bet of the day. The one, you know, very, very hard day. The one like bet everyone was steaming into was this thing. It was 4 to 6, 8 to 11 in the morning. The Sharks and the Fees were up early, gobbling it all up. It jumped really well. But a very good horse, Nicky Henderson's, all the aces, 100 floor rated, flat animal. And this is going to Cheltenham, Rob, this creature, isn't it?
Yeah, you said beforehand you thought it would. It didn't really do any harm for it.
No, I've had a few quid on it for the Supreme Novice in that. Yeah, no, yeah, he's.
What price do you get for that?
I got 25. But Paul's won it before with Alpha off last year in Noland, and that is, you know, everyone thinks he's a chase trainer, but he ain't got a better record over the hurdles at Cheltenham.
Okay, so that's 1 out of 1, although it did start long odds on. Then
but it was smashed off the balls.
Yeah, it was back. The 205, Raya Star. You said each way, I think, didn't you?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, got beaten by 2 very progressive animals. Rock and Ruby could be champion hurdle class. Umpire Avant had won on the Thursday by about 100 lengths. Did well to finish third to them too. 12 to 1, each way bet. Puts us in the profit. Nicely profit. A winning bet.
Okay, and also a winning bet was Planet of Sound each way in the Hennessy.
Yeah, that was it. Again, couldn't have it out of 4, as I said to you. Again, very interesting that Carruthers had a tongue tie for the first time and Planet of Sound had a wind up for the first time. So, again, 2 improved animals. It's very interesting to look at these tongue ties and what have you. And I think that's why they improved. Planet of Sound didn't have to improve much on this form, but probably a career best effort up there with them.
Always travels so well, didn't it, in the race?
Again, the thing is, Rob, he was third in an Arkle when he won a Haldon Gold Cup. So when he got that natural pace to win over 2 miles, interesting looking back to the Gold Cup winners like War of Attrition. I mean, he was placed in an Arkle. You know, you need that basic speed, don't you? You don't think that an Arkle is going to send out the sort of Gold Cup winners, but it does. You do need then long run, of course, winning over 2.5 in France. You do need a bit of pace to be a Gold Cup top-class chaser, and that's what it had. You know, fair play to Carruthers in that, giving a great cracking ride by Matty Batchelor. Yeah, you know, another winning bet, Rob. That's the main thing, winning bets.
I mean, well, perhaps the biggest disappointment was Celestial Halo in the fighting fifth.
Never picked a leg up. All out to beat.
Very odd, wasn't it?
You know, there was a horse rated £20 below it, and Daryl Jacob had to whip it from the last to beat it. And Andy, I spoke to the owner afterwards, and he said he didn't like the tacky ground really, but it was just I thought it was a muleless display. I think Overturn led, and he didn't really like it. It wasn't the same horse that had given Grand Douay. It was giving Grand Douay £10 in the real race at Wincanton. And it ain't the horse I've known in love over the years.
No.
It was a massive disappointment for me.
Do you think would you sort of treat him with caution now?
Well, Andy said he's going to step it up in trip. They're going to run it maybe over 3 miles. Obviously, he's got big bucks in them sort of races, and possibly run it in the Cleve hurdle over 2.5. But yeah, I'll be a little bit. I will be want to back in it again. Yeah.
Okay.
Disappointed with it.
Disappointed with that, but
it was the jockey hit it after 2 hurdles, and he shouldn't have been like, you know. It was at it after 2 hurdles, and that's.
It did look mulish. You're right.
And when he won the Triumph, it was one of the gamest horses you'll ever see. So I don't know. Maybe it was the ground up there being tacky. He's never liked tacky ground, being a son of Galileo. He wants decent ground, but. And then I'm thinking the back in Overturn for the champion hurdle wasn't locking up. Surely the horse he got to be backing as a horse who was going to give it £8 and a beating at Ascot, Oscar Whiskey. I could just madness. Binocular, as we said before, never wins before Christmas, does it? Drifted like a barge on the day, you know. And our Overturn, you know, people were backing that for the champion. It done my head in. Surely the horse is Oscar Whiskey, giving it £8 at Ascot, wasn't it?
Have you backed Oscar Whiskey?
I haven't, because again, talking to people, I think that Di Waters is looking at taking on big bucks. Which I think is totally the wrong thing. It was third in the champion hurdle last year. We've got Hurricane Flyers on the missing list so far. Pedlar's Cross has gone novice chasing. So, and again, the Oscar Whiskey Overturn form now looks a little bit better, doesn't it? You know, and let's not forget, Oscar Whiskey was giving it £8. That's a fair lump. There's no 2 ways about it. You might not think who would have won jumping the last at Ascot, but I think £8 better off. And, you know, first run of the season for Oscar, where Overturn had been on the flat, you'd back Overturn to beat him next time on level weights, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Okay then. Well, so another winning week, that puts you ahead.
Yeah, I'm 4-3 up at the moment. It's nippy and tuck. It's great, like, you know, and you know, I really do take an interest in it, and it's, you know, it's good to look back on things and sort of digest why you do things. And I think it's a nice mixture of big prices, and also like the odd filling. You know, I'm not afraid to go in. I think Alpha off again on Saturday. You know, got a great, real chance. You know, I think again we'll be heavily backed. But we've seen with the likes of horses like Grand Douay in Molotov, who I tipped up on the RPTV the other day, that, you know, these horses are back from evens into 4-6. There is some value to be had early doors.
OK, let's hope we can celebrate another successful week.
I'll just be happy if I'm still here next week, Rod, the way I feel at the moment with the old lurgy.